Alright, hi. So, animal cruelty. I chose this topic because it's something that people agree on. We're all pretty unanimously against it. Also, I just wanted an excuse to draw dogs on a school report, but that's besides the point. So, let's get into it, shall we? Animal cruelty, in a nutshell, is deliberate abuse or the failure to take care of an animal. But what is it exactly? Who does it? Where does it happen? And most importantly, why does it happen? That's what we'll be going over in just a bit. And sorry in advance if this puts you in a depressed mood. So let's start off with who does it. Although virtually anybody could harm an animal, most of the abusers are adults ages 31 to 40. And as for the animals, the vast majority of the ones being abused are dogs. Part of the reason why dogs are so largely abused is because they're the most popular pet pretty much worldwide. Also, their intense loyalty means that they won't run away or fight back as quickly when you hurt them. And if that isn't the saddest thing you've ever heard, then I don't know what is. Where does it happen? The scary thing about animal cruelty is that it can happen pretty much anywhere. But for the sake of simplicity, in the US some states are better than others. The top 5 safest states for animals are California, Oregon, Maine, Michigan, and Illinois. The top 5 worst states are Kentucky, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Iowa. So what about Utah, right? Well, we may not be on the top 5 worst list, but we still don't have much to be proud of. We're not doing too good. We have a lot of improving to do. Let's work our way to the top 5 best list. What is abuse? Where do you draw the line? A good thing to keep in mind is that if it was on purpose, it's abuse. You won't go to jail for stepping on your cat's foot. The heartbreak alone is its own punishment. But there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of different forms of abuse. The top 10 most common are neglect, hoarding, shooting, fighting, beating, mutilation, throwing, stabbing, burning, and vehicular. That's just the 10 most common. There are so many more twisted ways to abuse animals, but honestly, I don't have the heart to name them all. Why would someone abuse an animal? I wish there was a definite answer, but sources say that abusers of animals are 5 times more likely to harm humans. So someone would abuse an animal for the same reasons they'd abuse someone they know. Studies have also shown that a lot of animal abusers are also tied to mental disorders. It's their emotional and psychological instability that makes them more susceptible to being violent with others. There are many different opinions on our rights over animals, but let's talk about the 2 extremes. The first is someone who believes that they have the right to do whatever they want to their pet. The other believes that even killing animals for food is cruelty. Although both may contain truths, it's not my place to say which one is more correct. On one hand, it's true that our pets are technically our property. We don't have to pay taxes for them, and we can take them anywhere with us. But does that really give us the right to hurt and harm them? And yes, it's sad that some animals are killed to feed us, but isn't that the role they play in life? Just like a worm to a bird, being eaten is just a part of the food chain. What makes it cruel is if their living conditions or even the method of killing the animal is unnecessarily harsh. However, my personal opinion is that animals should be treated with respect. They're our friends, and it's a privilege to own one, not a right. Whether they have wings, claws, fur, scales, hooves, or anything else, they deserve to be treated with care. This topic relates to justice in a sort of unique way. Animals can't call the police or move back in with their parents. If they're in a bad situation, it's up to us to get them out of it. We need to be the ones fighting for their justice because they can't do it themselves. So why haven't we caught all the bad guys? Why are animals still being abused out in the world? That's because a lot of the abuse happens from behind closed doors. We can't bust every case of abuse, because some happen right under our noses without us even realizing it. That's why we need to always be on the lookout. The laws need to be more harsh. and there should be prerequisites passed off before you're allowed to purchase an animal. They're living, feeling creatures, and they should only be allowed to those who are responsible enough to own one. In conclusion, animal cruelty is a bad, bad thing. It's a big problem, and it's up to us to fix it. So what will you do when you see an animal in danger? There are some easy steps to follow so that you can make a difference. If you see an animal that appears to be in a bad situation, the first thing to do is call the police. It's not safe to investigate on your own. If the police are unavailable, you can call an animal safety hotline at 757-622-7382. To wrap things up, we want to be a part of the solution. So if you ever see an animal in danger, be an ally. Don't just turn your back on the situation. Make a difference. Thanks for sitting through this. I'm gonna shut up now. It's literally 2 in the morning, save me.